Misbad Paramahamsa Parirajakacarya Asho Sasimanitamagre Sabai Charnarvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Founderacharya, BBT Founderacharya, Savior of the whole world, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Grandhara Srimad Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Ki Jai. Vrindadevi Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Next. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Narancheva Narottama Devim Saraswatim Vyasa Tato Jai Mudiraye Nashtapraye Sabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. Continue to reading from Sri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Chapter 1, entitled Characteristics of Pure Devotional Service. The section on Krishna consciousness is all auspicious. Page number 8. I would request all of you to open that. Krishna consciousness is all auspicious. If anybody wants, I think there are 2 more books are there. Nectar of Devotion.
More.
So somebody can help me read. Srila Rupa Goswami starts with that.
Srila Rupa Goswami has given a definition of auspiciousness. He says that actual auspiciousness means welfare activities for all the people of the world. At the present moment, groups of people are engaged in welfare activities in terms of society, community, or nation. There is even an attempt in the form of the United Nations for World Health Activity.
Okay. So, what are the 6 qualities of pure devotional service? We have read, just to recap ourselves. In page number 2, it will be there. Pure devotional service brings immediate relief from all kind of material distress. So that is first one. Second one is pure devotional service is the beginning of all auspiciousness. Shubhada. Okay. It brings in all auspiciousness. Next is pure devotional service automatically puts one in transcendental pleasure. That is Shukada. Okay. Pure devotional service is rarely achieved. It is rarely achieved. What is Sanskrit for that? It is rarely achieved, means it is Sudurlabha. Those in pure devotional service derive even the conception of liberation. Moksha Lagutakrut. Pure devotional service is the only means to attract Krishna. Sri Krishna Akarshani. So these are the six beautiful qualities of pure devotional service. So now we are trying to understand the characteristics of pure devotional service. Now in this, Rupa Goswami says,
Hare Krishna.
what is the definition of
Doing
auspiciousness?
well. So yesterday you left, no? You are not
Generally,
well.
auspiciousness means what? Okay, you say
Hmm.
no. Okay, you pray to Krishna for my auspiciousness. Huh? And let me be happy. Huh? What do you mean by auspiciousness? He says actually the auspiciousness means welfare activity. Welfare means what? Giving goodness to others, right? So she says that actual auspiciousness means welfare activities for all the people of the world. Now here, Prabhupada immediately switched to a statement. At the present moment, groups of people are engaged in welfare activities in terms of society, community, or nation. There is even an attempt in the form of the United Nations for World Health Activity. Okay. So, what is the issue going on today at this point in time? Latest. Okay. Latest is that, we are in 1 month into the presidency, not in 1 month, probably, yeah, 1 month into presidency of US presidents. Entire world charter as to what is auspicious to the world is changing altogether. Okay. Very recently, I have been following certain news articles on US aid. Hmm? What is US aid? This is the famous or infamous US aid when for last 6 decades, we are talking about more than 60 years of history, the time when Srila Prabhupada was writing all of these books, okay, so Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, he didn't had money in India. There was famine. There was no way to go and get the help other than go to United States. So United States was using the US aid as a arm twisting tendency to make India to come towards capitalism. India was saying it will be non-aligned. Okay. So at that time, finally, with all the negotiation, bureaucracy, and all of those things and all, they finally agreed to give the wheat to India. India was suffering from famine. So, but then the quality of wheat was so substantial, which came from US. Huh? So at that time, for the first time in India, I know some of the farmers here will know there's something called as Congress wheat. Okay, that is basically during the time of Congress when Nehru went, US had given one weed. Okay, so that weed, it became famous as a Congress weed. Hmm? And it quickly spread across India. It is such a disastrous weed that it seems that it will generate 60 million pollen. Wow, great. So I was reading one article. I still remember when I went to farm just around the COVID time. Our JC Pro has engaged us in removing the weeds. It's important. Welfare activity, the world is in real confusion. Whether non-godly way of climate change, which the left-wing people are trying to propagate, or the right-wing people who are apparently religious, their way of solutioning is the right way. And if it is religious way of doing it, which religion is right? It's a maha confusion. Hmm? The world is in this kind of a maha confusion. So now let's read on further. It's important, as Vaishnavas, we should know all of these things. We should know all of those things so that we will come out with right solutions. Next, but due to the shortcoming.
But due to the shortcomings of limited national activities, such a general mass program for the whole world is not practically possible. The Krishna conscious movement is so nice that it can render the highest benefit to the entire human race.
Okay. So here, when I was preparing for this class, Prabhupada said that United Nations, they're not able to even united the nations together because the flags are increasing. But the people who are coming and discussing in the United Nations Assembly, okay, they themselves are sinful, their hearts are not cleansed. They are spending billions of dollars in so many things, but nothing is happening. But whereas Krishna consciousness movement is so nice that it can render the highest benefit to the entire human race. What is Prabhupada giving as an example? He said that, this was around in 1972. Prabhupada is giving this lecture in 1972. In November, in the Radha Damodar temple, in the courtyard, during the Damodara month or the Kartik month. Very auspicious month, right? Prabhupada is giving lectures over there. He said, see, we hardly have started the movement in 6 or 7 years ago. Across the globe, our centers have been opened. People from different walks of life, they are becoming Krishna conscious. And what are we doing? We are just chanting. Huh? We go to the park. It doesn't matter whether you are Christian or Muslim or whatever. Huh? You just hear the Krishna conscious message. Huh? And Prabhupada says, I'm not going to tell you that, hey, give up this, meat eating, illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling. Prabhupada says, if a person is a thief, you catch him. Hmm? Hey, you don't steal, as if he does not know or what. Correct? What are you preaching to him? Huh? He does not know or what? Huh? He knows that stealing is bad. Huh? He knows that his own other thieves have been arrested. Huh? But still, can he give up the stealing? He cannot give up. And then you go and preach. Huh? Hey, don't do stealing. What is the use here? First of all, you are not intelligent. Huh? You are a fool. Going and telling a person who is having the habit of stealing, go and tell that, okay, don't steal. So then what is the solution? The solution, Prabhupada says, is first is to make them hear Harinam Sankirtan. Okay. So now Prabhupada gives another wise, nice example. There is one very, very good preaching attempt made during the days of Gaudiya Math. There was this, in today's time, Amit Shah. Who is he? He is the second man after Prime Minister Modi, right? Okay. So there was this Lord Jetland, Marquis of Lord Jetland. Okay. He's having a very, very great honorary title, Marquis of something is a one particular this thing. So he is actually the number two man in India. Number one man is the Viceroy. Viceroy is literally the king equivalent in India. Okay, very powerful, huh? In those days, British India is not a small India like ours. It was stretching from Afghanistan up to Myanmar. Okay, and from Tibet, Nepal to down. So it was very powerful, very big nation. And the number two man was Lord Jetland. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura used to converse with him. They are actually what you call situations where Lord Jetland came to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura in Calcutta, and there were many conversations. He was genuinely interested in Vedic, philosophy. He used to have conversation. Their letters are there. So after Lord Jetland was retired, I mean, this history you will not get anywhere in Veda base. I did lot of research to know about this Lord Jetland. So this Lord Jetland, he got retired. He went back to United Kingdom. So then Bhaktisiddhanta Thakura sends this Bon Maharaj. He sends Bon Maharaj to United Kingdom to preach. You know, when they go, Jetland is very powerful. And I'm saying that, right? Amit Shah, right? Imagine. And you all should know, United Kingdom had voluntarily liquidated all the territories. They gave freedom just because Indian army had revolted against UK in 1946. That's why they gave independence to India. Hmm? So they were so much dependent on India for expanding their entire kingdom across the globe. So knowing all of those things, so when Bon Maharaj goes to United Kingdom, Jetland even arranges meeting with King George V. Okay. So there they take an agenda saying that if you want to rule India continuously, okay, you please follow this agenda. Okay. So they make an agenda. Huh? How India should not get independence. Please, huh? These all things have happened. Huh? So they talked about how to do a Vaishnava way of ruling the Indian country so that there will not be this kind of a anarchy, freedom struggle and all of those things and all. Okay. That King George V did not listen. He did not bother about these things. Okay. So later on, Lord Jetland, he was in a conversation with Bon Maharaj. He asks, "Hey, you are talking about so many things. Can you make me a Brahmana?" Bon Maharaj says, "Why not? Yes, you can also become Brahmana." Okay. Then he says that you should give up 4 habits: meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex, and what is the fourth one? Gambling. Immediately Zetland says, "No, no, no, it is impossible for me. It is impossible for me to give up these things." So this is what you should see the beauty of empowerment which Srila Prabhupada has received. Srila Prabhupada has changed hundreds and thousands of people like Jetland to become Krishna conscious. So what my analysis was, you look at it here, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura is also an empowered Acharya. He was preaching to the Lord Jetland, and this fellow Bon Maharaj goes there, okay, and he puts cart before the horse. What is that? First give up all of those things, okay, then you become Krishna conscious, and then I'll make you Brahmana. Arey yaar, how foolishness it is. Hmm? How foolishness it is that you are putting cart before the horse and you are trying to preach. It's not going to happen. Right? And whereas Prabhupada has demonstrated it actually, that how even the Westerners, why only Westerners? Let's see. Therefore, Rupa Goswami and other learned scholars agree that a broad propaganda program for Krishna consciousness movement or devotion service all over the world is the highest humanitarian welfare activity. Now the problem is, first thing is we have to propagate Krishna consciousness movement across the world, even to the foreigners. And secondly, we have to tell them that this is the highest humanitarian welfare activity. Both has to be addressed. It is not easy. Even today, we all know that after Srila Prabhupada left, the number of Westerners who are coming into Krishna consciousness movement has drastically come down. 99% it had come down. Right? Krishna consciousness movement has become a movement for the NRIs. But Srila Prabhupada never wanted it like that. Even Swapacha, the person who are eating dog eaters in Philippines, they are dog eaters. According to the Vedic standard, I mean, it is reality. Huh? In Vedic standard, the Swapachas are lesser than the Aborigines or the Africans, the standard. Okay. There also Prabhupada went and demonstrated that Krishna consciousness can go over there. Imagine, in that short years of 10 years, what and all Prabhupada has done. It is tremendous. You just cannot imagine what kind of way in which Prabhupada has went and preached and made his disciples preach. So now, it is now, see here, we are disciples, right? We are reading. Therefore, Rupa Goswami and other learned scholars agree that a broad propaganda program for the Krishna consciousness movement of devotional service all over the world is the highest humanitarian welfare activity. So this has to be done by us. Let's go on reading.
How the Krishna consciousness movement can attract the attention of the whole world, and how each and every man can feel pleasure in this Krishna consciousness is stated in the Padma Purana as follows. The person who is engaged in devotional service is in full Krishna consciousness is to be understood to be doing the best service to the whole world and to be pleasing everyone in the world. In addition to human society, he is pleasing even the trees and animals because they also become attracted by such moment. This was shown by Lord Chaitanya. When he was traveling through the forest of Jari,
Jarikanda.
central India for studying his Sankirtana movement, the tigers, the elephants, the deer, and all other wild animals joined him and were participating in their own ways by dancing and chanting.
Okay, so now here, what is the proof which Srila Prabhupada is giving to say that Krishna consciousness is the one which is a true welfare activity for the entire world? Is that a person who is engaged in devotional service, he is doing the best service to the whole world by pleasing everyone in this world. What is the statement which we have to see? Is pleasing everyone in the world. Why people are not happy with others? Fundamentally. Why?
Expectation.
Huh?
Expectation, not meant.
Expectation. What else? Matsarata. Huh? There's a competition of resources because greed is there in everybody's heart. Everybody's heart is not cleansed. So what's happening? There's an expectation gap. There's enviousness. Why? Because there are limited, apparently limited resources for unlimited wants. Okay, and hence they have to catch hold of something from somebody else and take it out, legally or illegally, right? And hence nobody can believe others. Somebody will do very nice bhashan and talk and all of those things and all, now doing welfare activities and all, they will see. Kya kar rahe hai yaar? Why is he doing all of this? I don't know whether I shared this story. Yeah. Uh, did I tell us the story of Akshay Patra in Chhattisgarh? Hmm? I didn't tell the story about that. Okay. So this I have seen practically in front of my eyes. So, so one fine day, this BJP government came into power in Chhattisgarh. So the CM came all the way to Bangalore, requested personally that Akshay Patra should start, and he said that it should he will ensure that he will speak to the PHP Bilai Steel plant and get the money and everything is arranged. Okay. And we were like thinking, okay, we are with the CM. CM is recommending what else is required. Okay. The kitchen is ready. Construction, everything was done. Vehicles are also ready. Apparently, permissions are also kind of obtained. The first vehicles go with Prasadam. Okay. 100% it gets returned back. What happened? There was the number two man in the BJP. He was not at all happy that an Akshay Patra is coming over there, especially in his constituency. He was like, why Akshay Patra want to do all these kind of welfare activities here? Hmm? Honestly, mera pocket ko, the Akshay Patra is taking away his pocket money. So he sent all of his gundas to the schools saying that if you receive meals from Akshay Patra, we will break your legs. Which school management want to do this? Okay. 1 day over, 2 days over, 3 days over, like that. You were not like wondering what's happening. Then we came to know what is the essence of the issue. That the number two man who is the speaker of the local whatever that Vidhan Sabha, okay, he is a number two man, the BJP. He couldn't say anything to the CM, but he is creating trouble like to you like this. So we all went and ran to his place. Sir, what is the problem, sir? Why you want to? Sir, you are taking away my pocket money. I was getting all of selling of this rice and all of those things he was doing. Hmm? He was not giving anything welfare activity to the children. Government program. Subsidy is also in his pocket. Rice is also in his pocket. Hmm? So you are creating a lot of problem for me. Why you are doing like this? How much you will give to me? This is the reality of welfare activity of the governments. Of course, we said that why we are here to do all of these things. We have stopped Akshay Patra. Okay. So many issues have happened. Okay. Later on, next time, within the 6 months, election happened. Okay, BJP came back to the power. The number two man lost elections. And Akshay Patra program started. We didn't do anything. We are not powerful in that new state of Chhattisgarh. Krishna had taken it. Because, it is Krishna's program just to go on. Okay. So, actually, you know, uh, our activities, Krishna conscious activities, are the ones which will please everybody because we are the ones who really want to do welfare activities. Because we are seeing the soul. We are not just seeing the body. In the body level, there is so much of matsarata. So much of enviousness is there. So much of competition is there. Greed is there. So, but whereas when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has gone to the Jarikanda, the proof again Prabhupada is giving is, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Jarikanda, when he was traveling, when he was doing Sankirtan, even the naturally inimical animals like tigers and deers were dancing together because the real method is to make people chant here the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Prakarena Mana Krishna Nivesayet. Whatever it is, now it is up to us, our fertile brain, how to make people chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is our difficulty. Hmm? This is the order already given by Prabhupada. Already he demonstrated it. That even Swapajas, Filipinos, are able to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hmm? I don't know whether you heard this pastime from Atma Tattva Prabhu. This was around some 3 or 4 years ago. He told this, not if, maybe before COVID, I think, in one of the Vyas Puja ceremony. So he told this pastime. So Prabhupada was with his god brothers, Puri Maharaj and all others and all. So one of the other Gaudiya Math disciples came to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, your disciples, they are not chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra properly. You heard them? Huh? Krishna Krishna. Huh? Or something that even the Krishna also will not be properly pronounced. Okay. Or Rama will become Lama. Okay. Because they're not able to. Okay. So like that he goes and complains. Okay. So then Prabhupada calls him. You hear them properly again. You won't hear. You're not able to understand. He says, see, they're all wild animals. Huh? All these, people from different countries, and they're actually wild animals. Yeah? But because of receiving mercy from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they're chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And you should appreciate it. Prabhupada is saying. See the perspective of Srila Prabhupada. How much he was, wanting to chant, make them chant. Even though some of the Chinese and, especially people from the Far East, they cannot exactly chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Because we also know some of the Chinese Matatis used to come. One Chinese Mataji used to work in my department. She used to struggle to chant, properly Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. But doesn't matter. That struggle is sufficient. That struggle is sufficient. Yeah. So let's move on.
Furthermore, a person engaged in Krishna consciousness, acting in devotional service, can develop all the good qualities that are generally found in the demigods. It is said by Sukadev Goswami in the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 18th chapter, verse 12. Mind with me, persons who have unflinching faith in Krishna and are without any duplicity can develop all good qualities of the demigods. On account of a devotee's high grade of Krishna consciousness, even the demigods like to live with him, and therefore it can be understood that the qualities of the demigods have developed within his body.
Imagine, okay, who are these devatas? Devatas are highly powerful. We always, when we are just reading, no, we should not just read and go away. Hmm? We should put one metaphor or some example just to understand. Just imagine Mukesh Ambani is going where there is no notice, no video cameras. He is going to the slums in Bombay, hmm, and eating one curd rice in the one shanty along with one person. Will this happen? It will not happen, right? It will not happen, right? Who are devatas? They can control our tongue, yaar. They can control our speech. They can control how much we see. Hmm? They can send one hurricane. Such powerful devatas, they get attracted to a devotee because a devotee develops all the good qualities of the devatas. That's why they are so happy to be with him. Now, see here, the definition of welfare activity is also getting changed from giving food like Akshay Patra thing to actually developing all good qualities. So the definition of doing welfare activity is make everybody develop all good qualities. Next, read on.
On the other hand, a person who is not in Krishna consciousness has no good qualities. He may be highly educated, but from the academic point of view, but in the actual field of his activities, he can be seen to be baser than the animals. Even though a person is highly educated academically, if he cannot go beyond the sphere of mental activities, then he is sure to perform only material activities and thus remain impure. There are so many persons in the modern world who have been highly educated in the materialistic universities, but it is seen that they cannot take up the movement of Krishna consciousness and develop the high qualities of the demigods.
So, this also Prabhupada gives many times the example of President Nixon. Okay, he did so many things to become a great president of United States of America. Then afterwards, Watergate scandal comes out, and then he will be dragged down from presidency. Okay, so Prabhupada says that ultimately he got very well educated, uh, done so many things, occupying important positions. uh. Finally, the qualities are very base. So that's the problem of the education in the Manorathena. Asataha, they are in the Manoratha. They are in the mental platform, mind, a Ratha made out of mind. And, they are in the Asat platform. So they may be, a good, well-educated and having good oratory skills and all of those things and all, but they cannot take up the movement of Krishna consciousness and develop high qualities of the Tattva. So that's why in the Vedic education, qualities are given much more importance than the skill set. Because with qualities, with attitude, you can develop the skill sets automatically, aptitude automatically. Even in HR, we talk about, right, that attitude is more important than aptitude. But entire education industry is about aptitude, nothing to do with attitude. Attitude is assumed to be there, right? Unfortunate. So next, go on.
For example, a Krishna conscious boy, even if he is not very well educated by the university standard, can immediately give up all illicit sex like gambling, meat eating, and intoxication. Whereas those who are not in Krishna consciousness, although very highly educated, are often drunkards, meat eaters, sex mongers, and gamblers. These are practical proofs of how a Krishna conscious person becomes highly developed in good qualities, whereas a person who is not in Krishna consciousness cannot do so. We experience that even a young boy in Krishna consciousness is unattached to cinemas, nightclubs, naked dance shows, restaurants, liquor shops, etc. He becomes completely free. He saves his valuable time from being extravagantly spent in the way of smoking, drinking, attending the theater, and dance.
Okay. So what is the Bhagavad Gita statement which is relevant here? Hmm? It's a well-known verse here. Hmm?
4 types of people who never come to Krishna.
We experience that even a young boy in Krishna consciousness is unattached to cinemas, nightclubs, naked dance shows, restaurants, and liquor shops, etc. He becomes completely freed. He saves his valuable time from being extravagantly spent in the way of smoking, drinking, attending the theater, and dancing. Acquiring higher taste. Yes. Paranduštva nivartate. Nasabhajam nasopyasya paranduštva nivartate. So all other ways of artificial ways of controlling the mind, controlling the senses will not work. Only through developing the real taste, real attraction to Krishna, huh, saves us from getting attracted to all of these nonsensical things. So what is happening here? The university education, they are being taught as to how to become more and more greedy, more and more skillful, how to earn things, how to whatever, right? So rather than considering how to change a person's heart, mm, so that he would become more, satisfied and things like that. So this is the issue at large. The one which really gives a Shubhada all auspiciousness is that somebody picking up Krishna consciousness. Next one. One who is not in Krishna consciousness usually cannot sit silently even for half an hour. The yoga system teaches that if you become silent, you will realize that you are God. The system may be all right for materialistic persons, but how now will they be able to keep themselves silent? Artificially, they may sit down for so-called meditation, but immediately after yogic performance, they will engage themselves again in such activities as illicit sex life, gambling, meat eating, and many other nonsensical things. But a Krishna conscious person gradually elevates himself without endeavoring for the so-called silent meditation. Simply because he's engaged in Krishna consciousness, he automatically gives up all this nonsense and develops a high character. One develops the highest character by becoming a pure devotee of Krishna. The conclusion is that no one can truly have any good qualities if he is lacking Krishna consciousness. So the important point which Prabhupada is contrasting in this paragraph are two things are there. One is that if you take up any other yoga systems, okay, including last time also we discussed about this, so that's why we not too elaborate on the yoga systems and their solutioning. So in the case of other yoga systems, even if they go up to the to the point of realizing that one person is God, like in terms of impersonal realization, still we see that they will not be fully satisfied because there is no parandrastva anivartate, and even at the slightest provocation of the senses, they will come down. So there are many classic examples are given, Vishwamitra and so many other examples are given. So unless the person develops the true attraction to Krishna, attraction to senses will keep on bothering a person, and mind will get distracted, and once mind gets distracted, so many things, and then finally intelligence is lost, and one person gets into the material whirlpool, right? Jayate Vishwan Pumsa, Sangas Deshopajayate, Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha, Kamat Krodho Vijayate, Krodha Bhavas Sammohat, Sammohat Smriti Vibramaha, Smriti Vamshat, Buddhinashat, Buddhinashat, Pranashati. So it starts from Jayate Vishwan Pumsa, right? Because the person is not thoroughly getting attracted to Krishna, Krishna consciousness, his consciousness is not elevated, the person's attention is towards senses, suddenly something will happen. Some senses or objects of senses, one will pay attention and then finally they will get into the material world. So, so the yoga system also cannot give right solutioning, even though many yoga studios are being, going across the globe and expanding and all of those things. But they are not going to really solve the problem again. Hmm? Because the real problem is lack of change in the heart. So that is the essential issue. Simply because a person is engaged in Krishna consciousness, he automatically gives up all this nonsense and develops a high character. So again, what is the solution for high character?
To be fully Krishna conscious.
Huh? So again, the word Krishna consciousness means we have to think again. Huh? The person should not get attracted to anything which is material. It's a negative definition. Positive definition is what? The person is thoroughly attracted to Krishna, thoroughly attracted to pure devotion, thoroughly attracted to the pure devotees. Only then, his heart will blossom with all good qualities like that. Hmm? So simply because he's engaged in Krishna consciousness, he automatically gives up all this nonsense and develops a high character. One develops the highest character by becoming a pure devotee of Krishna. And moment you see, see, Prabhupada has demonstrated all these things, right? He saw wonderful qualities in Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura that made him go mad behind his one desire to spread Krishna consciousness across the world. Right? So that is the thing, right? How much I am becoming mad in understanding the wonderful qualities of Srila Prabhupada. Hmm? So that makes us progress in Krishna conscious very fast. Okay. One develops the highest character by becoming a pure devotee of Krishna. The conclusion is that no one can truly have any good qualities if he is lacking Krishna consciousness. This kind of conviction, that's that statement which Prabhupada had written. What he had written, the conclusion is that no one can truly have any good qualities if he is lacking Krishna consciousness. Can we boldly say this statement? This is what we have to question ourselves. Can I say this statement boldly that no one can truly have any good qualities if he is lacking Krishna consciousness? So we have to question ourselves that whether I am able to ask this, to boldly say this statement in front of even a person who has nothing to do with Krishna consciousness. So that's the point. So with that, I would like to conclude. If anybody has any questions, yes.
We can start with this only. So when we say nobody has any good quality, not being in Krishna consciousness, let's take a very simple example of somebody who does so-called charity. I'm not telling the higher standard of charity with Akshapadra does, any sort of charity. I know it is not akarma, but he's doing still sakarma. Something good he is doing. Is it? But he may not be in Krishna consciousness. He may not be following our Guru Parampara. He may not be following Bhagavad Gita. but still he is doing something. He's still not considered. Or what will be this considered?
Okay, so when we talk about this, there are two things are there. One is Paramarthik, another is Vyavaharik. At Paramarthik level, he is doing material good. We know that material good has its limitations, right? That it is only doing good to the body, but not to the soul and things like that. Hmm? So Paramarthically, we know that that person is doing punya karma, and again to enjoy this punya karma, again he'll come back to this human form of life to enjoy this punya karma. He's not going to get out of this material world. So these are Paramarthik friends. Now Vyavaharically, if you see, is he not doing something good? Chalo yaar, is at least instead of doing some greedy things and all, he is doing some Vyavaharically, he is doing something good. Now, if you have an influence, there are two things now: circle of influence and a circle of influence. If you have an influence on him, go and talk to him, educate him, give some nice Krishna conscious perspective how to do. Otherwise, just praise him and leave. I remember just around a year ago, okay, after a long time, I met my previous boss. He was a partner in PwC and he had just retired. Okay, he also sent message to me that he has retired. Okay. So then I invited him to come to the temple. So first time I'm meeting him with with his wife. So his wife also came. So we were in the temple. So I was talking to her. You know what she does? She gives care to the terminally ill patients who are suffering from cancer, which cannot be cured. Incurable cancer patients. She talks to them, make them feel good, make them feel good. It's not easy, huh? To see people who are going to die. Hmm? So I was surprised. Okay, I knew this kind of a people do exist, but I never met such kind of a person. So what I did was first I kind of glorified because it is not easy. It's a thankless job. So then I asked her, you know, how do you maintain your cool headedness? So what did I do? First I praised her because I knew that my position is not to influence her because she's not in my circle of influence. She's in her own world, right? I only just praised her and I also asked her how is she maintaining her cool headedness, despite being with people who are terminally ill and all of those things. That she told me something. Okay, I don't remember right away. Okay, and then I heard her, and then I told her, please do come to our temple more and more. You'll also get peace and things like that. And I left the matter. So hope you understood. Somebody is doing something good for some suffering people. They are doing punya karma. Punya karma is better than papa karma. Huh? Huh? Na buddhi vedam janayet. Third chapter, Krishna also says to Arjuna sir that, somebody who are attached to doing something at lower level, okay, if you are not in a position to influence them to come up to Krishna conscious standard, why you want to disturb them? Don't disturb them. Let them be there. Hmm? So that's what I could do. Yeah.
So, Prabhu, so Punya Karma or any of these activities eventually will not lead to Krishna consciousness. Suppose somebody is in that cycle of just continuously doing that. They also have to be in some sort of mode of goodness, for them to.
So there are three types of punya we discussed earlier. Hmm? That punya which gives bhukti, that punya which gives moksha, that punya which gives prema or bhakti. Bhukti, mukti, and bhakti. There are three different types of punyas are there. So I can do the same punya activity with the intention to have bhakti, with the intention to have mukti, with the intention to have bhakti. So it's about the person who is doing that, his intention.
Mukti is to
The same person, say for example, there are terminally ill patients are there. Okay, if he or she is having the intention of getting liberated out of this world and doing the same thing, yeah, but possible.
Mm.
So the way they are approaching, like, okay, giving prasadam there instead of food or making them chant.
That is bhakti. Once you are getting into bhakti, that's why I contrasted between bhakti and mukti, not with bhakti. With bhakti means it has to be Krishna consciously. There's no question about that, right?
Prabhu, one question, Prabhu.
This Prabhu serving the terminally ill person, how can I expect for the liberation of?
So the person who is having the intention of mukti, always he will see that in a person is in the, he'll be in vairagi, right? He'll be a vairagi. He'll be a vairagi. And still serving these people so that, try to get more and more his own vairagya.
How about bhakti? Any quote from the
No, bhakti means what? All good things, by doing good to the people, I will get good things in life. I'll get good wealth or good life, all pious things.
So Prabhu, in a nutshell, whatever even we do charity, if it is not akarma, it is not associated with Vishnu, so this is punya, but it is not a good quality. Good quality definition is to be in Krishna consciousness, and it has to be a proper akarma.
Best is akarma. If you're not able to do it, at least do karma. But don't do vikarma.
Nice. Just one more question. Okay, so in that in page 9, last chapter, last para, on account of a devotee's high grade of Krishna consciousness, even the demigods like to live with him. And therefore, it can be understood that the qualities of the demigods have developed within his body. I mean, looks like the importance, a lot of importance has been given to demigods. I mean, from what I have understood with my limited knowledge, this Krishna devotee is like higher than even anybody else. So why demigods' quality have been given so much importance that if he is into Krishna consciousness, even they can also come into this.
Yeah. A person who's a billionaire also has millions.
Okay.
Correct? A pure devotee is a billionaire. Devatas are millionaires.
Okay. Okay.
That's why they're coming and associating with him, so that they can get their billions of qualities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably if we do just a comparison, suppose one person is distributing food, not prasad, for thousands of people he is distributing, thousands of people. And a person is just doing chanting, he's not doing any activity. Now, who is most charitable?
A good question. What is that USAID? Actually, it probably. Our child relief and you. So many people are doing big NGOs, good work they're doing. As compared to say chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He's not doing anything. घर में बैठ के chanting कर रहा है. Which is better? Chanting is better. Because eventually,
better for himself. But what Prabhu asked is a very good question. Which is more charitable?
which is more charitable?
Now, how is the charity associated with chanting? I am doing for myself.
So Advaita Acharya also prayed for only one Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come. But one Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he could liberate. So like this, if only one person is just chanting in isolation, he can, with all purity, can invite the devatas to come. I mean, rather, they come on their own. You don't have to.
When you're chanting Hare Krishna mantra loudly, not only you are getting purified, there are so many other living entities who are in your home, they are also listening. So they are listening and they are also getting benefited.
Sudama's example also is there. Where, I mean, only today I heard, I thought it's only Sudama's house converted to a palace. But looks like not only his house, the entire village also got benefited is what I was hearing in one lecture.
Yes. And by the way, a person who is chanting Hare Krishna mantra, You just don't see that situation, right? When the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is going into the heart of the person, and the heart gets purified, what will happen? Automatically, Yato Taror Moolam, he will start focusing that, he has to, he's watering the source. He's
Hare
watering the
Krishna Prabhu.
source. What is the source?
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
is the
Prabhu.
source of entire existence. And he cannot keep quiet, right? He will start doing some activity.
Hare Krishna
It's
Prabhu.
like the typical, the problem of the economists during the time of the Congress era. Okay. They always used to see population is growing because people are having only mouths, no hands. But Prabhupada used to say, "Arey, people not only have mouths, they also have hands. You have to engage them." That is the problem. So when you
Hare
start
Krishna
chanting, okay, Krishna will start engaging you, na? In right welfare activities. Right?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare
Yes,
Krishna
some
Prabhu.
questions are coming online.
Yes.
What
Hare
is that?
Krishna Prabhu.
Questions are not heard.
Not heard.
Hare,
You're not feeling Prabhu?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Actually, your question is not heard, huh?
Please.
Oh, sure. It's muted. Yeah, can you one second?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Am I audible?
No, you're not audible. One second. Am I audible? Am I audible? That only that is audible.
Yes, now you can speak.
Am I audible, Prabhu, now?
Yeah. Who is this?
This Sambit here, Prabhu.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Sandwich, you are supposed to be here.
Yes,
Continue.
Prabhu. My health is little down, but yeah, next time, Prabhu. Just wanted to reflect on this, how Hare Krishna chanting is a charitable activity or the Maha charitable activity. My understanding from Bhagavad Gita is it is one of the Maha Yajnas, and Yajna, when we are doing a Yajna, it corresponds to the rain and corresponds to the food production activity, right?
Correct.
So in that way, it is one of the Maha charitable activity. I'm just trying to relate to one of the Bhagavad Gita slokas, Prabhu. Hope.
You're right. I mean, that perspective I forgot. You're right. That, Hare Krishna Mahamantra is chanting means it's a performance of yajna. And the way the world is created by Lord is the design is that if you want any necessities of life, yajna is essential. Because somebody has already done yajna, people are getting the necessities today. Once the yajnas are stopped completely and the cycle is broken, the necessities will not be met. Yes, you are right.
simple statement. Yes,
Yeah. Yasmin Tushta Jagat Tushta. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
There was one analogy also, no, Prabhu, like how if somebody is, very poor and, he belongs to a rich father, but he's lost, right? And then
Correct.
somebody, is trying to giving welfare, providing food, shelter, or, water. But somebody else who actually takes him back to his father is doing
Correct.
actual welfare to the person, right, Prabhu? So
Correct.
that can be understood in this context, Prabhu.
Yes, rightly said. That's another example which Prabhupada gives. Huh? A person belonging to a very rich family, Ambani family. Okay. He is like ran away from the home and he is in shanties. What you will do? You will do nice, charity, give him nice food, sambar, anna sambar. Yeah, take him to Ambani family over. That's the thing. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Uh, Prabhu, this is related to these punya generating activities. See, normally, my understanding also is that the more sattva guna you are, better prepared to, let's say, to do chanting or even moving towards, let's say, a spiritual path. So when you actually, do those activities, punya generating activities, your level of sattva guna should be on the higher side. And isn't it that by pursuing with them, at least exploring that they can take steps towards chanting or spiritual activity, should we, we may not have influence, definitely the circle of the best is circle of influence is more than circle of, let's say, concern. But these are cases where, like, you may not know unless you explore, Prabhu. So that's where I wanted your opinion that, should we shut ourselves not to pursue it at all, or explore and see that whether it makes sense, the person is responding, then take the next steps, or, just wanted to have your view.
Yeah. So basically, you're saying that, should we not take steps to the person to make them more get into the Sattva, and then having made them to come to Sattva, why not make attempts to make them Krishna conscious? Am I right?
Yes, Prabhu, because by
Have
doing
I
the punya
understood?
activities, they will move towards Sattva. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So,
So the problem with Sattva is that is while Sattva is good and it will not, make you do vikarma and thus, make you suffer and all of those things. The problem with Sattva is that is Sukham Badnati Sattvataha. Because it is always giving good happiness and pleasure and all of those things and all, you'll not think about getting out of this world. You'll not think about getting detached from this world. That's the problem of goodness, Sattva. Sattva binds us to this world by making everything good, everything happy. So that's the problem. Having said this, there is no shortcut. One has to come to Sattva platform and then come to Sutta Sattva platform. But the process need not be the simple staircase method. It can be chanting Krishna conscious method, which is faster, which can start anywhere. It can start even in the lowest and lowest of the tamagunas. It can go up to the highest of the satoguna. It can start anywhere. Nobody is disqualified. Yeah.
yeah, sure, Prabhu. Actually, why I was asking this question is because I know another similar qualification, similar age. This person is into, the children's education. He is so happy that all my
Yeah.
attempts to get him to chant, it is not happening. So,
Yeah. At that time, no, our prayers only will help. Right? There are so many Sarvabhauma Bhattacharyas out there in this world.
yes, Prabhu.
So,
Sorry.
so-called
Okay.
intelligent people. So we have to take the role of Vidya Vachaspati. Just pray to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Make reasonable attempts and then pray.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay, we'll stop now. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu ki Jai.